Alright, Homebrew Wednesday, baby. What am I drinking today? Flying Bitch, a Raging Bitch. It's a Belgian style IPA. 8.3 alcohol. Flying Dog Brewery. What are we doing today? Well, it's Homebrew Wednesday. And since I have the next 2 days off vacation, plus the weekend, I'm going to be brewing some beer. More beer. We'll see how the Belgians turned out. We're going to go ahead and transfer the Belgian, the Duval clone, and we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's do that. Since I've already had 3 of these, I'm getting a little tipsy, so we'll have to get that done before we do anything else. Okay, so I got my siphon bucket, or my auto siphon, soaking in star sand. I'll soak the whole hose and everything, but I ran some sanitizer in there and let it sit. And my keg is sanitized, and it's draining right now a little bit, so we'll get into siphoning this. Okay, so before we get to siphoning that, this is the American IPA with the California 001 liquid yeast strain, and this is the Belgian Pale Ale that I brewed using harvested yeast, and this one is still bubbling somewhat, so I'm transferring this one so they can clear up and settle down. I'll do a hydrometer sample after transferring this one into the secondary. This one I will let sit probably almost another week, because it looks like it's still going pretty good. When those bubbles slow down to less than a minute apart, then I'll transfer it. So cheers, and get right back. Alright, transferring the Duval clone. Get that condensation off here. You see how clear that is. It's a really golden light colored Belgian strong ale. So I'm hoping it comes out just like the other ones, which we got a 4-pack of it the other day, so we can sample side by side to see how the taste comparison is. So alright, now that we got that done, we'll transfer my Belgian Pale Ale. Transfer that and put it in the carboy. After we harvested the yeast cake off the bottom of the Belgian Duval clone. And then we'll get a look at how the Pale Ale is going, the IPA, I'm sorry, the IPA, with the yeast starter we made. And then we'll see what's next. So, cheers, and let's get to doing it. Okay, transferring the Belgian Pale Ale. That's for the Irish moss putting in it. That's what that does. It coagulates the proteins and hops and everything, and it settles them up. So your beer will come out clear. And some people ask why I transfer my beer after 1 week when it's still cloudy like this. And that's because John Palmer said to do it after 1 minute between bubbles, because when you transfer it, it puts oxygen in there in the secondary, And you still need to have active yeast to eat up the oxygen, any off flavors that it'll put in there. So we'll transfer it in here, and yeah, it'll be cloudy for about 2 days, maybe 3, and it'll start settling out a whole lot. And then once it starts settling down, we might put it in a third one, I don't know. I usually keg after a couple days in this. So yeah, you'll get a lot of sediment in this, but there will be a lot of active yeast that eat up any oxygen that comes from the transfer, or dry hopping it. If you dry hop this, the hop pellets and hops have oxygen in them, and the yeast need to eat that. So also, there is a lot of dead yeast cells at the bottom of this. And if your beer sits on them dead yeast cells, it creates more off flavors. So really, if you transfer it as soon as you get down to 1 minute between bubbles, or a little over, you're doing a whole lot better as far as preventing off flavors and getting a fresher beer. So I'll transfer this down until there's almost nothing in it, just nothing but this crud at the top. So that'll work. Believe me, because I've read the books. Okay, so the Belgian Pale Ale, I'm calling it at 10:06 after the primary. And this is the primary. You can see it's still fermenting a little, which is what I want. Get rid of the oxygen, any off flavors in there. And I'll set it up and let it clear out. And then it'll be done. In about a week, I'll be able to keg.